It's SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard. And I'm almost done. I'm on the last chapter, actually. So it's been a ride. It's very thick, but now I know so much about Rome. So I'll be thinking about my Roman Empire every day from now on. So if you like history and you like history that really like delves deep, you know, it's like by somebody who like really knows their stuff, then you should read this. Mary Beard has been studying Roman history for over like 50 years. I was at a bookstore called Bori Comics at the train station in Rome, and I was looking at a few books in the nonfiction section. As I was looking at this book, this guy came up to me and said that like it was really good and that I should definitely read it. So because of that guy, I was like, okay, well, if you said it was good, I'll pick it up. So here it is. And I would say this thing is pretty damn impressive. I'll probably do a little review on this after I finish. Page 500. We are almost done. I just finished. And this lady here is impressive. This lady here, impressive. You should read it. Hello, happy Monday. It's my lunch break. So last night I finished the SPQR book. I am now reading a fantasy book. So I haven't read fantasy in a really long time. I think so far this year I have only read 3 fantasy books if you count Piranesi. Not counting that, I've only read 2 fantasy books this year, and they weren't very highly rated for me. I think I read The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I rated like 2 stars, which is unfortunate because a lot of people loved it. And then I rated this other book that, see, I can't even remember. It's like a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Yeah, and that one I think I rated like a 2 stars as well. I haven't really, this year has not been my year for fantasy, which is interesting because I was a strictly romantic fantasy reader for such a long time. So I thought after reading so much nonfiction, after reading like a really lengthy history book, I thought I would try a fantasy again. And this one I have a lot of high hopes for. This is The Jade City by Fonda Lee. It's a part of a trilogy, I believe, or it's essentially like epic fantasy set in a city resembling like 20th century Hong Kong. Here it says it's very reminiscent of gritty gangster films. But yeah, the first page, I read it last night, it made me laugh. The first page is like just like a snippet out of context, and it's just hilarious because it reminds me of those memes.
It's been ages since we left Pyramid. As always, my companion is
this excerpt out of context, like I had to read it probably like 3 or 4 times. Let me read a little bit of this to you. Have you seen this man? Hilo asked. The teenager hesitated, trying to decide which answer would save him and which would get him killed. Yes, just once. Hilo exchanged a glance with his fists. More new characters. And then it says, the Abuke boy had solved one vexing mystery for them, but raised another. Abuke, new word. And then another character, Three-Fingered Gi, might be a black market jade carver, but he was a familiar one, a known entity. The stray dog in Hilo's yard. And then there's more kind of proper nouns here. No peak, authority. We have more references to the Abuke. We have another character named Ken, spelled K-E-H-N. And then we have the pillar, capitalized. So a lot going on here. I have no idea what any of this means. Yeah, this is my next read. And I'm gonna go eat lunch now, read a little bit of this, and maybe read a bit more after work. My roommate and I are gonna go to the pool, do some reading, do a little swimming, enjoy the sunny weather. I wanted to update you guys on where I'm at here. I read a bit during my lunch break, and now I just got to chapter 6, and my initial thoughts is I feel like the 4 main characters, like I'm at the point where we are at the final of the 4 siblings who are like the main characters being introduced, and I just feel like they all kind of follow the same formula, and so they feel a little flat to me, and I think that also contributes to how I visualize the book. I feel like I'm seeing it in a like 2D cartoony animated like kind of vibe, which is still really fun and really entertaining, but I think that definitely is like in part a product of how I feel like it is a bit cartoonish, or like I feel like there's like a level of like flatness to our main characters. It feels like the world building is so forced almost, like we get like history and descriptions of places within dialogues between people who, you know, like known, or you would assume would know these things. You would assume would already know these things about their world, and it's just like weird that it's like in conversation. I'm about to read chapter 6. Just cooked dinner. Made a miso mushroom parmesan pasta. I also recently joined a Big Book Summer Challenge. It's a challenge by Sue Jackson, who's been doing this challenge I think for like 12 years now. I thought I would join in. But yeah, I realized that the read that I just did, and then also my current read, are both valid for the challenge because they're both over 400 pages. I'm still figuring out what books I want to do as a part of the challenge, which will be exciting to kind of look through, pick a few. Let me see if there's like a quantity limit. Okay, so the challenge ends September 2nd, and at minimum you just need to read one book with 400 plus pages. So I think I'm going to pick maybe like 4 or 5, maybe more than that, big books that I want to tackle this summer for this challenge, and also include these 2. So Jade City, where am I at? Let me get my possible out of the way. I ate that so fast. Man, my mom's been telling me to eat slower, and it's just a bad habit. So, Jade City. Right now, I just got to chapter 9. I think the first 8 chapters that I've read have really just been world building and like introducing characters and like political system, history, like things like that. After 8 chapters of that, I'm kind of getting a little tired, but it seems like now things are about to shift because I feel like we've been introduced to most of the main characters. I feel like it's about to pick up and like we're about to really get more plots. You guys, I'm flabbergasted. Not even 5 minutes ago, I found out that we are off today. And it's because it's Juneteenth. I forgot it was Juneteenth today. So I was like literally doing work for like an hour and a half. I saw it like last week and like the past few days, but I didn't think it would be today. You know what I mean? Like I woke up ready to grind. So that's hilarious. So this is my friend's dad's copy of the Da Vinci Code, and I've heard it's pretty good. I wasn't normally into like suspense and thriller, but I feel like it'd be fun to kind of get into this genre with one that is like classically known. I have this, which is The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. I have this gorgeous Penguin Deluxe edition. Just lovely, and I want to collect all of them because of the art. Like, it's so pretty. The like appendix section makes it 400, but this itself is not 400, so actually it does not count. So let's check my other books in my room and see if there's any there. I have a stinking big book here. This one is huge. Samantha Shannon's Priory of the Orange Tree. I read her other book and did not really like it, and so I was a little scared to read this one, but I think this is newer than the other book. This one would be pretty crazy to tackle. This is almost worth 2 big books. We do get to 800 pages. This is 2 big books, okay? Maybe let's do, yes, this one counts. So I might do this one. This is one of my friend's favorite books. Maybe I should give it a try. You know? Oh my goodness. I have 6 books I'm gonna try to read this summer for the Big Book Summer Challenge. I've already finished one of them, starting already on the 2nd. Next is the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. It sounds interesting, so I'm gonna maybe challenge myself to read a thriller. Next we have fiction, historical fiction. This is Pachinko by Minjin Lee. I think it'll tug at my heartstrings, but I'm not sure if I will like be necessarily enthralled by it, so we'll see. That's just like my thought. Next is Alex White's A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. So this is just like straight up action-packed science fiction. I am also not a huge science fiction person, so I think it'd be fun to give this one a go. I love fast-paced books, so this may be a good one. And the final one is this massive tome of a book, Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Heard a lot of good things about this. One of my favorites fantasy authors says that it's a masterpiece. Karen Marie Moning. These are all my books that I'm doing for the Big Book Summer Challenge, and I'll see you at the end of the challenge.